Right now, content is king, but distribution seems to be God.
You know, if you actually manage to affect something or somebody, I think I don't really care about how many views it gets after a point.
So if you don't have any of these, the script is somewhere here. Script to aa jayegi. It's like that. That attitude is still there. Yeah.
Hi guys, hi, welcome Eisha, welcome Sanjeev, welcome Sanjay to Hindustan Times. Congratulations on Call Him Eddy.
Hi,
It's
Jyoti.
a refreshing and
you.
it is ironical that we are watching a film on importance of human touch during the pandemic, when social distancing has kind of taken us apart. So, what are your thoughts?
When I read the script, it was like love at first sight. I was telling you that that time, it was last year around this time, maybe June, July, and I anyway was thinking that what is this obsession with virtual or I would say external stimulus, which people are really spending a lot of time on, and uh, and then the script came along and really loved it, and I told Sanjeev it should be made with or without me. I was lucky to be a part of it. And then the process started from the word go. Sanjeev discussed the script in detail, the background. Uh, he gave us the flexibility to, work on some lines. Some lines went out, and some thoughts and philosophy came in. Within the brackets, he gave us a freedom to work on it. He workshopped with me separately, and he workshopped with Isha separately. It was a conscious decision that both the actors will not workshop um, before we are on set like we want, because let it be an organic process. And it kind of worked out, yeah.
Personally, I always really believed in the power of touch, and so it's much of a question for me when Sanjeev had told me about the film. So I was on board from just the idea onwards. Almost like it was almost sort of like an ominous thing that happened, that suddenly, we have this film about the power of touch in a time that you were hoping that, like, a film like this would get people to understand that better. Now it operates at a different wavelength because everyone went through that experience already. So I think it made a lot of people cry, because I think a lot of people remembered that, missing touch in general, what touch can do, open up emotions and release emotions and just process them nicely, and the way that we should.
When was the film born and how was it born? How did it begin? And was it shot during lockdown, or was it before that?
No, it was before that. We shot it somewhere in September 2019, August, September. I don't know the exact month. And this idea came somewhere in 2018 or something, a year and a half back. So, yeah, and then the whole process started. I still remember I didn't have an idea who to cast. We were trying to make a short film, and suddenly my producer sends me this image of Sanjay Sir. And I think I called up my casting director and I said, I need to have his number. I need to text him. I still remember he said, is it for a film? I said, I just want to text him. And so sweet of him, his accessibility and Isha's accessibility as well, both of them. They both gave me their time and we had a discussion on it. And I think I met Sanjay sir, and he messaged me, I really like the script, let's have a meeting. And in 15-20 minutes, he said, let's do the film. And similarly, Isha, when I told her, I was a little hesitant because, cuddling is a sensitive topic. So when I spoke to Isha, and Isha hi kahani batayegi, so the first thing she said, Sanjeev, I really relate to cuddling. And I still remember I was sitting on the other side of the table. I was like, bang on, chalo, perfect. Now we can definitely have a discussion, because she's completely open with it. And then, yeah.
Actually, let me just tell you what happened. The story is nicer than how he portrayed it. What happened was, he goes, so it's a film about a cuddler, and I started smiling, and he goes, why are you smiling? And I was like, because I love cuddling. And he was like, okay, done. And that's kind of just what happened. It was, we went on to have the meeting because we had to, but I think we were both sort of sold on each other for the very first 10, 15 seconds of the conversation. Another thing that's happened, like I've received a lot of messages and emails from people I don't even know, not so much just talking about, oh, it's, COVID and we're missing touch and this and that. In fact, people haven't really spoken to me about that. That's obviously that, it's a, sort of out there in the air already. But a lot of people, people have written to me saying, I'm in the ER right now. My father is inside. Or, I'm here and I haven't seen my parents in so long, or there's a friend that I haven't reached out in so long. And I think people sort of understood the idea of also mortality and missed time. So though this is a film about touch, of course, I think what has resonated, where it really sort of, where it hit home or where it touched people really was in the fact that that we don't, it's in the dialogue also, like, that's what you think, you have time. And that's what kind of happens. Like, people hold on to their egos, or they hold on to, trying self-preservation, and then they don't reach out, and then they don't express their love. And I think that's where it seemed to have really hit home for a lot of people, which is, and honestly, as an artist of any kind, you can't ask for more. You can't hope for more or hope for better. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. If you actually manage to affect something or somebody, I think I don't really care about how many views it gets after a point.
Do you believe that OTT has come of age during this last 5-6 months? It has really, really grown. And has it made the process of filmmaking more democratic? Not just filmmaking, actually releasing films also.
Yeah, I think there's been it's a very rare thing that, at least since I've been in Bombay, that an actor, director, writer can actually hope to be employed, can actually expect to be employed on a regular basis. That's not something that's not something you could take for granted a few years ago. And the bulk of my career at least started a lot with web series and OTT spaces, which were when I started with them, it was a lower budget thing. So you could experiment with scripts also a little bit more. And I think that gave the audience a chance to grow and actually expand their own minds and not keep expecting the same things. So I think that for me, that's a very underrated phenomenon, that people are willing to watch different stories. It's not a niche audience anymore that wants a different story. Everybody wants something a little more relatable. It's no longer just a leave your brains behind on a Sunday kind of audience. So we can do better work. We don't want to leave our brains behind on Sunday. Then why should the audience,
Sanjay, do you want to, weigh in on this?
No, it's not come of age. Nothing's come of age in the last 5 months. This was the only thing available.
Right.
So nothing's come of it. It's just like, you're stuck, you got internet, it's spiked. But as soon as things open up, this is it's gonna remain. It's not that it's come of age or something like that. But at the same time, there are pros and cons. It's a very large debate actually. But I'll try and sum it up. Theatrical experience is a theatrical experience. There's no doubt. It's like the emoticon hug and a real hug. Okay.
Yeah.
So and then OTT gives you it's your time and space. Mm-hmm. You can view it anytime. You just catch up, or it's new stuff you want to watch. But somewhere I feel it's the structure is becoming manipulative, because it's written to the beats. Like TV used to be 7-minute time attention and stuff like that. So your writing is changing as per that. So they're doing mind mapping, and even if you've shot something, it goes on a mind mapping. It comes back re-edited completely. So where is that freedom for the creator? So it's got its own challenges, but it's democratic in a way that you can reach out. It's not depending so much on the star system, and the characters are bigger. I mean, everyone likes Pablo Escobar, but if you ask the actor's name, a lot of people don't know that, right? So you like Narcos, okay, fine. So you like Sacred Games, who's that guy? So very few would know. So which is in a way great that it's sort of broken that. But I think they're the same people making stuff, and so I see that it's falling into a trap, like it happened with movies many years ago. So I feel the breakout stuff like when it started off, even Netflix with Breaking Bad and, Prison Break and things like that. I mean, that palpable stuff always happened in the independent space, never in the studio space. So you'll have to have, you'll have to have that independent voice. Otherwise, even that will become like your regular studio film. It's like a three-legged table, So either the banner is big, or your lead is big, or your director is big. So if you don't have any of these, the script is somewhere here. Script to aa jayegi. It's like that. That attitude is still there. Yeah.
Well, I was hoping things would change, but we even you are not the only one. A lot of people I have spoken to in the last few weeks have said that it's falling in the same trap. So, are we back to star-led? Leaves your, as Aisha just said, leaves your brain behind cinema once theaters open.
But see, I'm not saying that. Are we back or we're not. That is needed to grease the entire cycle. And an indie film cannot be, it can't bring in that kind of people what a mainstream box office film can, right? So the whole wheel needs to be greased. But within that, the independent voice, what I'm talking about, that found a space in the OTT world initially. But I myself, one of the first films, I remember one of the first few which got acquired, there was Masan, there was Chauranga. Today, Chauranga doesn't have a home. Nobody wants it. It was the best film, Mami. I said, "Arey, kuch commercial la do yaar, kuch वगैरह." Because end of the day, the audience, they have the data, they're still watching that, end of the day.
Also, it's an expensive process. It's not a cheap process. And also, I mean to say that there's nothing wrong. I'm also not saying that there's anything wrong with 100 crore film. I'm not dissing it as as something that needs to go, because tonight I'm about to watch a teen film that I used to love when I was 16, and I'm really excited about it. But it's about just creating variety, and also as an actor, as a director, as a writer, what would you like to be involved in? So whilst, like he said, that it's a business and it needs to exist, there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's just a matter of who likes it and who doesn't like it.
Also, anything
Also,
that is
the
run by
fear.
content. Yeah. Please
Sorry?
go ahead.
So what's happening? The pricing is. I'll tell you. Like when you go to do you go to a bar, Jyoti?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've gone to a bar, right? You order a drink. Your peanuts are free, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
But it should not be like
So
that.
you sign up for an e-commerce site. So how are you valuing it? It's very. So that's my point. Unless you start appreciating, I used to say that, there was a time when black label in India was really sought after. Okay. People will think I drink a lot. I don't. Okay. So, but black label in India was sought
I mean,
after. And
you
then
seem
people
a little
started,
drunk right now.
yeah, people started tasting single malt, and they started paying more. My thing is, art house, independent cinema, quality cinema should be priced even higher,
Yes.
because it has a shelf life, it has a long tail. Why do we undermine? We only undersell. We only undermine. That this is quality stuff. Why would the best film at Mami or a Cannes or Toronto, why shouldn't it be priced higher?
Is content the king in Indian cinema, or is it all started?
Right now, content is king, but distribution seems to be God. So I don't know what is.
You've given me my headline,
Yeah. That was
Distribution
absolutely true. That was absolutely true.
Well, so thank you for having us here, Jyoti. I think what's really important with films like this and short films that have so much heart and soul is that they also have reach. And thank you for having us here, so that more people can we can reach out to more people and have more people watch it and send that message further ahead.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lovely talking to you guys.